Sometimes, though, it's kind of sad. Take last season, for instance. This big, strapping, blonde kid from Oklahoma came to the Hornets in June, fresh from his high school graduation, I think. Well, his very first day in center field, he misjudges one of those rising liners and costs the Hornets the ball game. The kid's embarrassed enough, but now he has to suffer the indignity of sitting on what the players call the hot bird seat on the team bus. It's the last seat on the bus, the one with the padding worn off and those gosh awful springs coming through. Whenever a Hornet player blows a game with a fielding boot or a pitcher serves up a fat game-losing gopher ball, he has to sit on that darn seat all the way to the next town. So as I said, on his very first day in a Hartsburg uniform, the kid's wearing the goat's horns and sitting on the hot bird seat and taking a merciless ribbing from the razzers on the team. That is, until Clanker comes over and sits next to him and tells him to forget it, that even Mickey Mantle misjudged a few in his day. The kid naturally is thrilled to death by the words of encouragement from Clanker, because he confesses he once traded Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale and a bubble gum for one Clanker Cullen baseball card. With that, the friendship was sealed. The players probably don't even know it, but I'm always watching them, studying their every move from the rear view mirror. I'm a student of human nature, I guess you'd call it, or whatever you want to call it. So through June, July, and August, I'm watching Clanker and the kid, and it's really something to see, really moving. The old veteran who's been there, and the young hotshot who's just coming up, inseparable. In the dugout, at the diners, on the team bus, the kid always asking questions, and the old-timer dishing out the answers. How do you hit behind the runner? How do you position yourself on a short fly with a runner on third, tagging up to come home? And of course, what's it like to play before 40 or 50,000 people in Yankee Stadium or Ebbets Field in the big leagues? Meantime, the kid has overcome his first game fielding jitters and is making some of the darndest catches in center field you've ever seen. All the while he is tearing the horsehide off the ball. I mean, crushing it. Well, I saw it coming. We all did. And we all felt real good about it. But it's just too bad it happened right when it did. Clanker had slipped on a patch of wet sod trying to field a routine base hit in a tie game against the Bombers, and the ball skipped through him all the way to the wall. The batter who hit it never stopped running. An inside the park home run on Clanker's error, and another Hartsburg setback. Right after the game, the kid got the call. Clanker was sitting on the hot bird seat when the youngster came over to tell him he'd been called up to the bigs. Clanker sure took it hard. Oh, don't get me wrong. He was happy like the rest of us. But that kid was the closest thing to a son Clanker ever knew, and he missed him something awful, especially the first week when he went into a real shell. Still, he was proud as a father, a pappy to show us all that box score from the Sporting News when the kid got his first major league bingo, a pinch hit double. But it wasn't until that 19-year-old freckle-faced pitcher, the kid's replacement on the roster, sat down next to Clanker on the trip to Oak Falls that I knew Clanker would pull through. The moment the words sputtered out of the gangly new kid's mouth, I knew Clanker would be all right. Sir, I wonder if you could sign my baseball card, sir, he asked, holding out the most wrinkled, most faded, most beautiful Topps bubblegum baseball card of Johnny Clanker Cullen you have ever laid your eyes upon.